Good evening, everyone, especially teachers of English, novice teachers of English. I'm going to show you my lesson plan for Think, Parent, Share. This lesson plan I just adapted according to the theme of the unit and to the lesson of Think, Parent, Share exactly. So it depends on your Think, Parent, Share theme, so you can change it accordingly. This one is a general one. You can add information, of course, depending on your subject in Think, Parent, Share. The steps here, we start with the main aim of the lesson. By the end of the lesson, learners will be able to produce a piece of writing. It depends on what will they produce. Is it an argumentative text or an opinion article or a speech? It depends. So here generally we teach Think, Parent, Share in 2 sessions, which is 120 minutes. Of course, it's the old timing before the 45 minutes a session which we now use. The pre-writing stage, the rationale behind the pre-writing stage is to brainstorm and jot down any ideas relevant to the topic. Here the teacher writes the instruction on the board and interacts orally with learners to elicit ideas. The teacher writes some ideas or expressions on the board related to the topic. Learners, they interact with the teacher and they give different ideas. The second step is writing. The writing stage, which contains all these stages: the drafting stage, the reviewing stage, and the editing stage. The writing stage, the rationale behind it is to create an initial composition, which is we are here focusing on content only. The teacher asks learners to work in pairs and write the first draft. Here learners will start writing the first draft, concentrating on content only. The second stage in the writing phase is the reviewing stage. To evaluate the rationale behind the reviewing stage is to evaluate their paragraphs' content and improve their drafts. The teacher asks learners to read their drafts and check relevance of ideas, cohesion, coherence, and use of connectors, repetition of ideas, words. So here they will do a first correction for their writing. So learners, they review, modify, and recognize. Sorry, here we have a mistake. And recognize their texts by rearranging. Sorry, not recognize, reorganize. It's reorganize their texts by rearranging, adding or deleting content. Here the students are asked to correct their drafts, a first correction. The second stage the third stage in the writing phase is the editing stage. To scan the text, the rationale is to scan the text for language accuracy. Here we look for grammar errors and mechanics. Teacher asks learners to reread their texts and correct errors in grammar and mechanics. Teacher helps learners in identifying their mistakes, word order, subject, verb, spelling mistakes, punctuation, capitalization. So this is a second correction. Learners read their texts and try to correct grammar errors. Now we move to the third stage in writing, which is post-writing or the publishing stage. We can call it post-writing or the publishing stage. The rationale is to share their texts with peers. The teacher's task here is to read their essays. It means to read the students' essays. The correction could be done by choosing one text from learners' writings and correct the mistakes collaboratively, it means with his students. The students could read the text orally while others listen. This also is an option. Or correct collaboratively with the teacher. Here we can delete this. Okay. That's it. So you can adapt this to your lesson and use it to prepare the Think, Pair and Share lesson. See you in another video and another lesson plan. Goodbye.